So I was just reviewing the videos, and this consider this a companion piece to comparing and understanding sword work as it applies to all the skill sets and how to train for that with what you're doing. Um, and I just wanted to sort of wrap things up in the categories presented a little more cleanly. Um, we talked about three elements: distance, timing, and intent, okay? As far as distance goes, the more you understand the natural distances comprised of what's called sword length, which is 3 feet or so, and the distance it takes for somebody when you're just out of range or just in range perfectly if they strike you, okay? How to close those distances fluidly. Those are the elements that are important with respect to distance, okay? And then your movement can start to complement those adjustments. And that's how you work with distance. As far as your timing goes, you want to make the beat system work. So, for example, we talked about breaking guard, right? If you're hitting downwards in a fashion to break down a guard. So, for example, if I'm shooting this strike down as I'm coming towards somebody, in the time it takes me to take one step, I should maybe complete 2 cycles of coming down with my shuto to break the guard down, okay? So you use that as a base, a bench level to start, all right? And as you're doing that, to be careful of still protecting yourself, making sure the person is affected, moving backwards at the very least, okay? And just in general, understanding that the rhythm of what you're doing will precede all the other aspects that make you quick and fluid, okay? Those things will come with practice once you get your timing down, all right? And which leads to intent. Your intent is based on your psychological, knowing and being in unity with your emotional and physical aspect of what you're doing. And things like being explosive when you are hitting with intention to damage something, to go through it, okay? Being responsive, okay? So that when somebody is pushing or pulling you, you're able to go with that to the right degree to control them. And you'll see that these elements work together. They present themselves as we're moving through an evolving situation, combat situation, okay? And they complement each other, obviously. So keep that in mind. It's very important. And keep in mind that practicing how to cut something, how to hit something, will fall into place if you do these other things correctly. And that a lot of the way things are demoed, a lot of the way things look in a form, can sometimes be a trap because they sometimes divorce you from these elements, which are the most important elements. And I think with that, I guess the only other thing I'd say is the sword striking, cutting, etc. it's a complete weapon. The Japanese sword and the movements and technique is such that you're protected from any direction when you're using a sword. The same can apply when you're hitting properly. Keep that in mind as well. And if you understand the distancing that it takes to work with that 3 foot range and be effective against an opponent or multiple opponents, then it's a natural progression to be able to use your hands, other striking, and other weapons, and eventually getting into grappling range. Okay? The same conditions apply at all times. And that should be what you need. Take care.